Karen, welcome to the Leanpub launch video for Agile Testing Workshop, a ready-to-use workshop guide. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about yourself and Sam and what you do and who this book is for.
Yeah, sure. So Sam and I are I guess we're still Agile coaches, but we've been in the kind of Agile coaching space for many years. Worked first as our own company growing Agile, and then kind of both moved to New Zealand and took real jobs as opposed to working for ourselves, and so kind of worked in companies. But we've always had this love of kind of just building tools for other coaches, and so that's the bit of growing Agile that still is growing Agile is really about creating tools for coaches. And it's mostly from our experience of being coaches, like what would I find useful? What do I want? And we work with lots of other coaches and Scrum Masters, and we're like, what are the things that would be cool for them? And so that's a little bit about what we do. And the latest book, that's not really a book, is just after talking to kind of lots of coaches, particularly with now we're in the world of remote and nobody runs in-person workshops anymore, and nobody has the time to prepare properly for their workshops, but they'd really love to run great workshops. We thought that, we used to always we had this whole series of books on Leanpub called The Coach's Guide, which was all about running workshops, but they were really in-person workshops. And we're like, well, that demand hasn't gone away, but now people have the complexity of doing it for remote teams. And so you can run I've seen some really creative workshops for remote teams, but it almost takes double the prep, I think, because not only do you have to figure out what to do, how are you going to engage people? How are you going to make sure they're doing it when all they've got is a little screen? Got all these great tools like Miro and Mural now, but wow, creating a template takes a really long time to make it beautiful. And so how could we use what we had, which was those skills of knowing what that could look like and what it could how well it could work, and just make it easier for people. So that's the idea behind the book, is kind of take all of those things and give you all the things you need to just run a workshop without spending any time preparing. So it's packaged as a book because, well, we like Leanpub and it was really easy to just put it all in a PDF, but you get a facilitator guide, which is the PDF, you get a template. And we had a debate about should we do Mural or Miro. We ended up doing both because it turns out people like both. So you get links to templates there. You get like emails to send to the participants so that you don't even have to think about what am I telling them about the workshop and what should they bring and how should they remember, or how do I want to send it after the workshop so they remember to incorporate what they've learned. So all of that stuff we've done for people, and you just get it. And the idea is go run the workshop and then see the benefits in your team. So the first one is on Agile testing, which is, it's a topic that we've been talking about for years and years and years, and yet teams still struggle with this stuff. So,
yeah, it's just thank you for that great explanation. It's just a fantastic resource. And I guess the one question I have is it part of a series?
It's going to be, yes, probably. So, the idea was we as we always do, test the idea with one first product, which is the Agile testing one, just because we randomly noticed that we wrote the Agile Testing Manifesto 10 years ago, and we're like, how funny. So that was the inspiration behind picking Agile testing for the first one. But everyone we've spoken to, the feedback's been like, yes, can I have a different one every month? I run workshops all the time. So now that we've got a format, we've gotten some feedback from people. Miro and Mural was one of those things, so we've incorporated that. But yeah, the idea is to kind of pick some topics that are common and do one of these for each different topic. And we're asking people who are interested to let us know what topics they want to see things on. But yeah, we already brainstormed like 100 topics, so it's the usual. Just pick one.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Karen, for taking some time today to talk to us about the Agile Testing Workshop book. Best of luck with the project and to everyone who uses it.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much, Lynn.